Welcome to part 3 of the Sci-Fi Styrene Addiction UK Community Bladder Cancer Awareness Group Build. Made some fantastic progress on the kit today, which is quite a surprise actually, because I've been sort of working on the stand as well for the base, should I say, for the HMS Valiant. So I've been sort of in and out spraying that and everything, and waiting for the coats to dry, and then going back in and spraying it, and then rubbing it down and spraying it again. You know, so that's taken up quite a bit of time. So I'm surprised actually that I've managed to make some good progress on this. But we've got the engine completely finished now. The only thing that's left to do really is get a couple of pipes in a few places, but they'll be done once the engine's in the engine bay. But you can see there we've got all the pulley systems on board. We've got some decals in there as well on the pulley system. We've got the decals there on the oil filter, top of the little bottle there. There's also another one just there as well, and there's also another little one just there. So yeah, that's really cool. I'm really happy with the engine. Oh sorry, we've also got the starter motor in as well. So I'm really happy with the progress on that engine. That is looking absolutely fantastic. The other thing that we managed to do today as well is we've got the engine, not the engine, sorry, we've just been talking about the engine. We've got the interior of the car together as well now, and that's what that's looking like. So I'm really happy with that. I mean, that's looking absolutely fantastic. Of course, I'm building this car not in the correct fashion. I think the only thing that is the engine steps 1 through to 6 that I've done, and I've skipped to, I think it's about 29 to get the interior done. But that is looking absolutely fantastic. And then if we look in the cockpit, you'll see there we've actually got the odometer dials and the rev counter dials and a few other bits and pieces in there. And just to show you something really cool, give you a bit of a preview of the next build that I do of these. If we look at the dash, there you go, you can actually see the dash there light up. So that's absolutely fantastic. I like that idea. And that's not with any special gimmick tricks at all. The actual back of the dash, and I'm not sure you're going to be able to see it from this angle actually. Oh, you can actually, so we might be able to get the torch and shine it through the cabin there. The dash itself, there you go, that rear piece is just a piece of clear glass that they supply in the kit. So when it comes to doing the next build on this particular kit, it's going to be a cinch to light up the dashboard, and those dials will look absolutely fantastic. So can't wait to start on that one. So yeah, I'm really happy with the interior on that. That's looking really good. It's absolutely massive, but I don't care. It's it really is absolutely fantastic. We've got some on the seat backs there. We've got the Cobra, and then we've got Shelby GT500. So I would imagine that's most probably how they was. You can get them embossed like that from the factory. Don't think you're going to get an interior quite like that from the factory, but that looks really cool. The other thing that we've been working on are the brakes. As you can see there, we got the calipers painted the same gold as the engine. We've also got the wing mirrors. They've also been painted the same colour as the engine as well, just to help tie those in, especially with the stripes going on the car as well. One of the things that I have been thinking of doing to these disc brakes as well, because they're so large, I'm thinking about drilling them out as well, so we can get a cross drill on there. Not sure whether I'm going to do it, but I need to make up my mind really quickly on that, because if I do that, then I need to do it before I paint the wheel, paint the disc brakes. So I'm going to need to really decide in the next day or so really as to whether I'm going to do that or not. But we'll soon find out. I most probably will actually. I've also been working on the underside of the car. So I've painted that black, and then I've also coated that with a light sheen clear coat. And then I've also started work on the heat shields as well. I've got the first layer of paint on there, I just need to put another one on. To do all the black work on this, I have been using the Americana Black, again, which is the craft paint. Now, I'm not sure whether any of you guys out there have actually used this type of paint for vehicles or not, but once you've got this down, the best thing to do with it is actually clear coat it straight away, because if it does get wet, the paint will actually come off, so you need to clear coat it as quick as possible. So that's the clear coat that I've been using. That's the L-Clad light sheen, and that is really good. One of the other things with this as well is, I'm not sure whether you're going to see the detail on there, but there is a lot of wires and pipes and whatnot running around there, so I'm going to have fun detailing those out as well. And the other thing that we've done is we've got all the inner wheel wells, etc., painted in the black as well ready, and they've also been clear coated as well, just to help seal the paint in. The clear coat's not long gone on that, so that's still drying a little bit. And the other thing that we've been working on is just basically blacking all of this off. I need to clear coat this, but I'm just still waiting for the paint to dry properly. One of the things actually with this I found a little bit weird is with the rear axle, these suspension parts, you had half of it moulded to the axle itself, and then the other half was on a separate sprue. So what I've had to do is just go along and remove the half and then glue it on each end, and then also this half of the diff here wasn't actually was on a different sprue, so I've just sort of glued that on, and I just left them once I glued those bits on. I just obviously left it on the sprue, as you can see, just to make it easier really, more than anything else, because I mean I'm not where those are actually lined up. Those pins are actually go straight into the body, so that's not a problem. And it was also the same thing with these ones as well. And that one there, they were in two halves, so basically I just took one half off, glued those on. It's as I say, it just makes it a little bit easier really. So they're all done. The other thing that I've got done to the kit is the inner rims for the wheels. I've got those glossed already, and that's just for the chrome really. I'm going to use the L-Clad chrome on those. But that's about it for the moment. As soon as I make some more progress, I will come back to you. A bit more progress on the Mustang now. We've got the engine firmly in. So all of the bits are in there now. We've got the exhaust manifolds in, the radiator. We've also got a little decal there on top of the radiator. There's also some decals on the hoses as well. So that's looking pretty cool. That's what it's looking like from the underside. And we've also got the heat shields painted as well. On the actual kit, it does ask for these to be painted in a semi-gloss black, but I just decided to go ahead and paint them in the aluminium that you find on sort of supercars. And we've also got the some of the piping painted as well in the aluminium. So that's coming along really well. I'm really happy with the progress on that. We've just now got the exhaust that needs to be mounted on. This has been painted in the L-Clad stainless steel, and I guess this is the non-buffed stainless steel, and I couldn't actually find a shiny sort of stainless steel that Alclad do. So I might actually go back over that again and do that in the bright silver, just to try and brighten that up a bit. See if we can get it somewhere looking like a normal exhaust. It doesn't kind of look right like that to me, to be quite honest. It looks more like steel, but I'm not sure yet. I might keep it as steel, or I might just paint it a bright silver to make it look as though it is a shinier type of stainless steel. But that's about it at the moment. I'm just working on a few other bits and bobs, trying to get the suspension sorted out and whatnot. Got some paint going down on those. Trying to sort the battery out and everything. So as soon as I made some more progress, I can show you the air filter actually. I've got the air filter completely finished off, and that's looking quite cool now. We've got some thin stripes around that, and I've painted the STV or the SVT up there, and we've also got the air filter on. Funnily enough, that air filter I painted the same colour as the wooden decks on the Valiant that I've been building. So there's little tiny boats with the wooden decks. I had quite a bit of that paint left over that I mixed up, so I just thought that would look kind of cool. It's not quite the same colour, it should be a little bit more yellowy, but I just thought that would look quite nice like that, so that's the way that I've done that one. But that's about it for the moment. As soon as I've made some more progress on this, I will come back to you. Managed to get some more work done to the Mustang now. The engine bay is almost complete. We've got the firewall put in place. We've got the battery in now with the decals on, and both of the terminals painted. We've got some wires down on this side also that have been painted. We've got the struts at the top there that have been painted, and this little bit down here that's been painted. So the engine bay is looking quite good at the moment, to be fair. Let's just see if we can give you a bit of a close-up shot. So that's the master cylinder for the brakes, I believe. So what I've done is I've just painted that red to simulate that it's got the fluid in there. That's the Tamiya transparent. That's what the battery's currently looking like. So that's looking quite nice. And then, as I say, we've got that bit there. Sorry, that bit there that's been painted black. We've got the cables that are in there that are black, and then we've also got down here this part here that's actually been done in the aluminium as well, so that just needs another coat of paint on it really. I'm just waiting for that to dry. That needs another another coat of black on there as well, but that's sort of almost finished now. It's just those little bits, so that's about 99.95 sorry, about 99.5% complete. So that's good. I'm really happy with that. We've also got a lot of work done to the chassis as well. We've actually this is a bit big to actually try and fit in camera, but we've actually got a rolling chassis now. So that's absolutely fantastic. I'm really loving this. We got the little wheels in there, and I'm not sure whether you're going to see them or not. But on there we've got Brembo decals on the disc brakes. We've got some little STV decals on there, and it's the same on the rear wheels as well. Let's see if we can, yeah, you can just about see the Brembo decal that's in there. So, you know, I'm actually kind of really happy with how that's looking now. You know, once the body's done, that's going to be fantastic. So this really, if you look at it, is going to sit on there like so, roughly. So that's looking really good. That's not quite in position properly. There you go. That's a little bit better. There you go. So that's kind of how we're starting to look. So you can see how the engine bay is going to look, and this car's actually really starting to get quite heavy as well. So that's pretty much how the engine bay is going to look. There's obviously a few more little bits that need to be dressed. We've got the front valance for the underside of the bonnet done, and we've got the little tanks done. They've been done in white. I've put a couple of coats of yellow on the lids. Just needs another one. You can actually see a little bit of black coming through on that one. For some reason the yellow paint is fairly transparent, which is a bit crazy really. So that just needs to be finished off. I can't install that yet until such time that the body's on. We've got a little pipe down there, and then we've got the air filter there, etc., that needs to be done. And that's about it. Then we've got just those little parts there to do as well. They get attached to the body. That's the rear spoiler, and then the door handles as well. The body, as it is, has got to that stage. So that's now been completely masked off on the inside to protect all the areas that I don't want to be painted. So I'm kind of happy with that. That's looking good. That's going to help protect the inside of the model. I just need to find something now to actually put in this, because those clamps for the 1/24 scale cars are too small for this. So I'm going to need to try and find an ingenious way of actually trying to get this stuck onto something so I can actually paint it. With this, I just need to run a tack cloth around this, just to get rid of any dirt or grease or fingerprint marks, etc., that's on here. Then I can put the primer on, and then once I've got a couple of coats of primer on there, I might actually give that a quick sand down with some 1500 grit, and then I'll be able to go over it with the bright silver base for the candy paint, and then the candy paints over the top of that, and then I'll need to get the Shelby stripes done in the pale gold colour, and then I need to clear coat it, and then once it's been clear coated, I need to get the semi-gloss bits down at the bottom done, and then that'll be done. So that's going to take a little while, but yeah, do you know, I'm kind of really pleased with how this car's going on. It's actually starting to look quite awesome at the moment. I'm really pleased with the progress on this. It's actually quite simple to build, really, to be fair. You know, when I first saw this kit, I thought, wow, yeah, that's going to be a good kit, and it's going to be a bit of a technical challenge, you know, to build it because of all the parts on it, you know, because the box is big and it's, you know, all full of parts. But as it turns out to be, all the parts are big, so by the time you've taken the parts off the sprue and put them together, there's not really that many parts to this kit. So it's not really been a technical challenge, but it has been a good fun kit to build. So I think I'm going to leave it here on this video, and I will catch up with you in part 4, I do believe it is, where hopefully we'd have got these little bits finished around the engine bay, and we would have also started work on the body of the car. So until then, thanks for watching, and please do take care.